This release is pretty interesting. It's the second time we've had a Beyblade change its type, but it's also probably the first time a defense type releases, and it's actually a good blade for its intended type. Like Phoenix Rudder, this was shown up at the end of chapter 15 of the manga, and has me very excited for the next chapter of the X Saga. But will this meet expectations, or just fall short, as all defense types kinda tend to? Starting with the blade, and goddamn son, this is a thick blade. Seriously, this is a hella chunky blade, with both the metal and plastic making one thick wall. And thankfully, it's not just for show. The blade has a nice weight to it, coming in at about 35-ish grams, and which for defense type, that's actually pretty nutty, all things considered. And as far as inspiration from previous Leo-themed base goes, I can't really find anything that's super obvious. Like, it doesn't look like anything in Metal Fight that I own, and I don't think anything from Burst or Bakuten seem pretty obvious. Oh wait! If you squint hard enough, the Bay Wheel looks like there could be some inspiration drawn from it. Also, the shape of the blade initially made me think this was going to be left spin, and as funny as that would have been, I'm actually really happy that so far Dragoon is the only left spin Bay in the X system. But also, the lion motif is really nice, and I love how much more dynamic it looks compared to Leon Claws, and hopefully the more X goes on, the more dynamic our motifs get. The ratchet on Leon Crest is 760, and while it's not awful, I wouldn't say you should pick it over anything like 360 or 160. It doesn't have a lot of locking power on its own, which makes it super burst prone, and the protrusion on it doesn't really do anything to make it more burst prone. It's just a really weak locking ratchet. So really, the best way to increase your burst resistance is to go with a bit that has a thicker shaft, like Hexa. The bit that comes here with Leon Crest is Gear Needle, and gotta be honest, it's kinda trash. Needle and its other variants are already pretty meh to begin with, but Gear Needle is super prone to scraping, and it doesn't have enough aggro on it to make use of the lower gear context for the Extreme Dash. Plus, the bit has super low burst resistance, making this bay even more burst prone than it already was. Full combo looks incredibly chunky, and I'm here for it. It looks great and feels wonderful to hold. My only hope is that the bay performs as well as it looks. So, with all that out of the way, let's get into some test battles. So that's going to do it for the video. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments below what you thought of the test battles. And with that all out of the way, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, week, month with your life, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!